welcome to the Lair of the Film Exorcist. Tonight I will be reviewing Komi Can't Communicate. On her first day attending the elite Eton private high school, Shoko Komi immediately receives an overwhelming surge in popularity due to the unprecedented, stoic beauty and refined elegance her classmates perceive her to possess. However, only Hito Tadano, an exceedingly average schoolboy who sits next to her, discovers that behind her Bishoj appearance, Komi has a severe communication disorder. Subsequently, Tadano resolves to help Komi reach her goal of 100 friends. Now, I decided to do this show because I love seeing all the memes all over Instagram for Komi. I liked seeing all the screenshots that my friend would send me and I'd send back to her. And because I just found out that Season 2 for Komi will be coming out next month on the 7th of April, which I'm hoping to review that when it's done, thanks to Netflix. And just like many other shows that I've done on here for anime, like The Garden of Words or A Silent Voice, this story has a really good message that really resonates with me because I suffer from very similar circumstances. Like, in this show, Komi is very anxious around people. She can't be near certain people because she has social anxiety, which prevents her from getting a word out, getting her to communicate with anyone. And I have a very similar form of social anxiety. Like, I'm lucky enough to have the very small group of friends that I have so far. I've got Silva, I've got Cinema Witch, I've got a friend from elementary school named Quentin. I've got a few of Cinema's friends. I've got a friend named Justin.
3 days later.
Like Komi, I'm very lucky to gain these friends. Like, half of them were just by dumb luck, because half the time when I'm out and about at social events or through most of high school, I suffered from a very similar form of social anxiety where every time I wanted to talk to someone or I wanted to be a part of a crowd or get involved, I would be stuck in a corner and I could not speak, exactly like Komi. So that's why I'm deciding to do this show, because I suffer from very similar problems as Komi. Like, this hits home. And to be honest, Cinema Witch is my Tadano. Without her, I would have made so many friends so far. Where without Tadano, Komi wouldn't have made the friends that she has. Like, she's a very lucky girl in this show. And the most I can say is, I love how this show decides to do the popular girl aspect, but they flip it on its head. Like, yeah, Komi is the most popular girl in school. Everybody loves her. Everybody in town loves her. Like, she's that very beautiful girl that everybody wants to be with. But she just wants friends. Like, she doesn't want the popularity. She doesn't want the attention. She doesn't want a relationship with anyone other than Tadano, which we realize later on in the near the finale. But yeah, she's popular, but that doesn't matter to her. She just wants friends. She wants what everyone wants, and because of that, this is just so relatable. I also feel bad for Tadano because the guy is getting shit on all over. Like, he's trying to help Komi. We see the love between them. Like, Tadano does really like Komi near the end of the series. Like, his feelings slowly develop and not even he can tell. Like, at that point, it's adorable. Like, he can't tell that he really likes Komi and Komi likes him. But on top of that, the guy's been kidnapped in this series. Like, episode 4, this crazy, bitchy, popular girl, the head of the popular girls in that school who is in love with Komi, kidnaps our guy and hides him in her room. And it's up to Komi and Osuna, or Najimi, we'll call him because that's what he's called throughout the show. It's up to Najimi and Komi to save Tadano, which they do, and trust me, this popular girl is fucking psychotic. Like, threatens to bury him in the mountains, threatens to kill him with a chopstick, almost kills Najimi, and she's just plotting all this shit throughout the series. There's also fun little rivals that we have in here. The show even has a ninja called Mono Shinobino, who is hilarious in this. Like, that guy's definitely a Shinobini, and nobody's beating him up for it like they did Tadano in middle school. We also meet Komi's family, who I can kind of see where Komi gets the silent side from. Like, her grandfather's silent, her father's silent. Most of the men in her family are very silent, including her brother, where her mother, her aunt, her cousin, and her grandmother are all very talkative people. And that kind of she kind of has moments in this where both sides of the family are featured inside of her. Like, she's pretty much both. I also find her mother getting hilarious. Like, her idea that she is the eternal 17-year-old parent, and she's just so energetic and so supportive of her daughter, and just, like, somehow communicates with her daughter, while her father just... We have just one episode where it's Komi and her father, and they go out for Italian ice, or shaved ice, and it's just... He talks for like a couple of minutes, like, actually for a couple of seconds, like he says 2 words, and then the rest of it is just father-daughter relationship of they understand what each other is going through, and they understand without having to talk to each other verbally. Ren is the crazy popular girl. We also meet other people that Komi makes friends with, like Himiko, this bookish girl who wants to be Komi's dog because she feels she's too low level to be friends with her. There's Onomine, who is this very helpful character in the series, sticking up for Tadano, and who is like the little cheerleader for him and Komi. She is actually one of the first few people to see the possible relationship between Tadano and Komi. There's the funny Shinobini character of Omaharu, who for some reason seems like a combination of the artist girl from Shimoneta and the main female of Chernobyl, the TV series that we previously reviewed on this channel before. There's also the space cadet, for lack of a better word. And finally, my least favorite character, Osana, who supposedly they're non-binary or unisex because they're a guy, but they wear girls' clothes sometimes and they wear skirts, but they're also an idiot. Like, well, not an idiot, they're one of the most mischievous characters in the series. Like, half the time they're making Komi go buy them food or drinks as a quote-unquote training exercise for her to communicate with people. They also have a gambling addiction they're the perverted character that near the end of the series makes money off of Komi in a maid's outfit, and both her and Ren make some of the most weirdest fucking jokes about Tanada and Komi. Like, Ren is one of the worst ones at this. Like, there have been episodes where, like, she buys a chocolate banana or a corn dog and tries to get Komi to eat it, or let her feed her it. And there was this weird comment she made in the sports festival. It's just, these two are really annoying, but they're also really hilarious on how many times they literally get karma thrown back in their faces. But then again, this series is more on Komi and Tadano's relationship and how they use this very inventive idea of communicating through paper, notebooks, sand, pretty much writing, because the main character is too afraid to speak. And she does have her moments during certain episodes where she does get a few words out, and they did have her do it at the season finale with the end credit scene. And just Komi and Tadano are my two favorite characters in this series. Komi a little more ahead of Tadano because she is a very inventive character. She is a gorgeous character, and for some reason, before I saw this and before anyone saw this, there was always an idea that she might be like one of those tsundere characters with the way she looks. Tadano actually kind of thinks this at the beginning of the series, or like this scary character, and this show pretty much plays on the idea of you can't judge a book by its cover. Like, if Tadano just stuck with the idea that Komi was this big, scary person who doesn't talk to anyone, doesn't want to deal with anyone, he would have never found out about her communication skills and might not have helped her, and we wouldn't have had this really beautiful story of two friends trying to help each other make friends and get over their social anxiety. And honestly, I cannot wait for season 2. Like, it's a month away. Like, literally 1 month away for me. I'm glad Netflix created this series, or brought this manga to the mainstream media. Like, so many people were waiting for this manga to become an anime, and so many of us got our wish, and just, I can't wait to see what happens next. Like, I'm pretty sure season 2 is when we finally get the relationship aspect between Tadano and Komi. But yeah, I'm giving this series a well, at least this first season, a 10 out of 10 because it's so good. I love the structure of the series. I love the way they have the characters communicate, and I love most of the characters and the episodic nature of this series while also giving it an actual story. And I love how well it portrays social anxiety and psychopathism through Ren, and just narcissism kind of with Osuna, and just like also gambling addiction and Shinobi. Like, this is a really good show, and if you haven't seen it already, go watch it now. Like, you shouldn't be sitting here listening to this. You should see the manga for yourself. So yeah, have a great night, and thank you for your support.